If you can give us a brief background about yourself, when you graduated, where you graduated, and what kind of dentistry that you do.
I qualified in 2008. I was already interested in implant dentistry from the word go. So while I was doing my VT training, I started my implant training at the same time. I worked with Professor Hilt Tatum, who's like one of the godfathers.
Really?
Ironically, the only thing he used the drill for, or the handpiece, was to actually place the implant. Everything else was done with hand instruments. My initial implant training led me to then do some more training in the States. I went out to LA, I did the aesthetics continuum. I spent some time with some of the implant dentists out in the States. Eventually went from sort of mixed practice in the UK into private practice. I got my own practice, which I ran for a few years with my wife, who's also a dentist, and then got involved with Vivo Dental in about 2015, 2016. And this was a company that only did full arch implantology.
What's your role at Live Patient Dubai?
I'm still in surgery, I'm still a wet-handed clinician, but I think you can do a lot more for the world community to create more implant dentists than you can. There's only so many implants you can place with your hands. What we're finding now, sort of the trend in implantology or in dentistry as a whole, is to try not to be good at everything and actually find your niche within dentistry that you enjoy. We're sort of changing the paradigm that we've seen in the past of dentists having to go through this sort of rite of passage, placing a certain number of implants before they move to more complex things, before they finally go to full arch. What we've found is that modern technology allows full arch to be more accessible, and we're getting dentists in much younger who have really impressionable minds and really good hand skills to be able to sort of widen this type of treatment for patients and actually bring the cost down for patients.
You're giving these young dentists the skills necessary to do full arch.
Absolutely. It's about fulfillment of their own professional desires as well as the desires of the patients. And this can all be achieved in a sort of environment like this, where there's a huge throughput of patients that need this kind of work. This has been a really great experience because this is sort of allowing me to exercise my teaching skills which I've developed over the years, which I really enjoy.
After someone takes a course here under your tutelage, that they would be in a position to go home and provide that treatment for their patients?
Yeah, absolutely. There's value in all types of teaching, whether it's lectures, seminars, group discussions on cases, modalities out there, but nothing replaces having a patient in the chair going through that journey, learning to manage the patient and all of the different variables that happen when there's a real person sitting there, as well as helping people who need help. We've got people who've never placed implants before, having placed 9 implants on their first day. They're going to go back and they're going to put these skills into action, and they're going to be hungry for the next one.
Do you find that actually doing the surgery motivates them to want to do more again?
Yeah, because they're doing it in a controlled environment. They're asking questions, they're learning the entire time. They're learning where their limitations are, and they're then self-correcting, which is a huge part of the learning exercise.